Hello, welcome to another episode of Underutilized Character. One of my favorite Silver Age Daredevil villain that was introduced is the Jester. 1968. Okay, he was introduced as the villain, and this is a great Gene Colan cover and a really good story. I will also talk about this book in another first appearance rating video, but it's a really decent character that I think Marvel missed out on developing. You talk about 1968. Silver Age DC at this point with Batman and the Jokers are nothing as we know today. The Jokers at this point over at DC is not the Joker that the world know is up today. So maybe Marvel didn't really want to copycat a character, Joker, Jester. But I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think both company throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, throughout just about every decades have had copycats on both sides. One of these days, I think I will do a series on comparing characters from both major company with similar names and power and characteristic. That might be a fun series to do, and then I will pick which one I like more. But as far as the Jester, very good origin. This story include the origin. It include how it's one of those few one shot book that I thought was well done. Usually when you have a one shot story, oftentimes during the Silver Age of Marvel, it felt too short, but this was perfect. I will give you a closer look inside later at the end and talk more about the story itself. But after I bought this book years ago, actually I own a copy years ago, and it took me forever to find a replacement. So this is a nice high grade one that I was able to find finally and happy with, and I'm done upgrading it. But to me, the Jester could have been so much more than what he was throughout the decades, because he was pretty cool. I like his skills. Expert fenceman, can make like the Joker. He can make weapons, bombs out of toys, and the costume is pretty cool. Okay, there's nothing not to like about the Jester. I just wish that they develop it. I think Marvel missed a huge opportunity to make him into a household villain for Daredevil. He's a perfect villain for Daredevil. The kind of villain that is crazy, nasty, and doesn't have superpower. He's just an average person with some above average skills in certain areas that would be very suitable for somebody like Daredevil to tangle with over the years. I think the boat have missed. The boat have left. The train has left the station for Marvel with this character. I don't think there is any chance for this character to be cool now that the Joker is a household name for cool, crazy villain. And I don't think, and lastly before I go, I don't think this is the kind of character that you'll ever see appearing in the Daredevil TV show. So there's no speculation here on my part on this will be a hot book any day soon. If it happened, I can't imagine how. As of now, the Daredevil TV show have a lot of potential with so many different storylines with so many other villains that it's just not gonna happen. Anyhow, If you want to stick around to see the inside of the book, stick around. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, so here's a close-up look of this book. Gorgeous, razor sharp. The green is so nice. You know, often a lot of flaws, because this is the white covers, often a lot of flaws can be hidden with the white spine. But this book, there's this is not a pen mark. During the production process, I think somebody left like some kind of ink mark there, and if you look at many copy of this book, many of them have this little line right here. Depend on the wrapping, the centering of the cover as far as horizontally, sometimes it's missing if it's, you know, if it's, the cover is shift far enough. But for those that have good centering, as in this book, this one had perfect centering. They had this little line right there, which is very common, not a big deal. Beautiful white cover, also very hard to find with this book. Sometimes it's yellow and brown. So there you go, beautiful white page. Right off the bat, there you go. Crazy Jester with his yo-yo, robbing a bank, and then stealing a car. Dan Atkins did the inking for this book, and as I had mentioned a few times in many videos, I love Dan Atkins, but he's definitely not the best match for Gene Colan. Even though in this issue is decent, but often, you know, Dan Atkins super tight, clean lines, inking style often does not work too well or very well with Gene Colan's style of penciling. But this issue is pretty decent, so it's nothing major to complain about. So here you go. You have Jester after he robbed the bank and stole the car. He got home and they show you a little bit of his lair as far as all his toys that he can make into weapons. And then here is where you get the origin of the Jester, where he was a stage performer that didn't get a lot of respect, and then he's often not used correctly by his boss. See, right there you can see he's a pretty good fenceman, but often he's used more as a, you know, more like a clown, I guess, on stage that people make fun of, throw pie to the face. So eventually he had enough. And this issue, the crooked politician hired Jester to try to get Foggy Nelson out of the race for DA, and that's how Jester tangled with Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson, as you can see right here. Good stuff. And eventually the two of them mixed it up, okay? And the Jester did a pretty good job holding his own against Daredevil. Great Gene Colan action, as you can see. And that's it. Hopefully, for those that are not familiar with the Jester, now you know. Marvel had their own Joker. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.